my name is Janos Balega. I'm one of the gynecological cancer surgeons in Birmingham. I'm the head of the Pan Birmingham Gynae Cancer Centre, and I've been dedicating my life and professional career for patients with gynae cancers, especially with ovarian cancer.
My name is Sudha Sundar. I'm Professor of Gynaecological Cancer at the University of Birmingham and a consultant gynae cancer surgeon at Birmingham. I'm also the lead of the National Ovarian Cancer Audit.
And we are friends.
And we are friends, and have been for 20 years now.
It's a fairly novel technique to support surgery. It's a new technique of chemotherapy provided to the patient during surgery. So it is not after the patient is still asleep on the table. And what we do is, after removing all the cancer surgically, we manage to basically pop some tubes into the belly, and through a special machine, it's a circulator machine, the hot chemotherapy, hot up to 42 degrees, this hot chemotherapy will be circulated for an hour and a half. Chemotherapy is cisplatin, very similar to the one given to the patients in the oncology clinics through the veins, but it's a little bit more toxic, so we have to be very careful with the toxicity to the ears and also to the kidneys. And this technique first was introduced to other cancer sites, but now we've got powerful studies supporting its efficiency, and patients receiving this technique, this new treatment, have the chance to have much better outcomes, significantly better outcomes than those patients with no HIPEC.
I'd like us to get to a point where women receive a diagnosis in a timely fashion, when they are feeling fit, when they're able to have treatment, when they have lesser disease burden, so they have less amount of disease, cancer in their tummies. Ideally, when the cancer has been diagnosed at an earlier stage, but most importantly, when women are fitter to have treatment.
So surgery during the past 20 years has greatly evolved. Cancer which we had not been able to remove in the past are readily removable now, because our training, our multidisciplinary work is so much more powerful and more effective. I truly hope that we could possibly have the same level and the same standard of surgical care in all cancer centers, or alternatively, maybe to have larger centers appointed in the country who could be taking over the surgical care of these patients, because there is very frank evidence available in the literature that patients with any sort of cancer operating in large volume, experienced academic centers have better outcomes.
I think the two, maybe three most significant things that have changed. One is the concept of surgery, and because ovarian cancer is such a different cancer from other solid cancers, and it's a surface spreader, the concept of cytoreductive surgery and maximum effort cytoreductive surgery to remove all visible cancer, I think that's been a significant change that's happened in my career as a gynae cancer surgeon. I think the second thing that is a substantial change is the understanding that BRCA status, to a lesser extent homologous recombination deficiency, but BRCA status, that is whether you have a defect in the gene or not, and the response therefore to PARP inhibition. I think that's been transformative. I think probably the third is understanding this BRCA status also means we can have preventative strategies. I think that's the third thing that could potentially, not yet fully, but that could potentially prevent future generations from developing ovarian cancer, and that's, I think, a good thing.
I have learned a lot of things. Number one, that my little problems are nothing compared to what my patients are going through. And then therefore I basically just keep quiet and carry on with my life. And I'm grateful that I'm well and able to serve my patients. And the most important thing is possibly the fighting spirit, because I never know how I would respond to these very difficult discussions, operations, chemotherapy sessions, bad news, broken. And what I can see is that nearly all my patients are just stronger than me, and I hope I can learn from them strength and fighting spirit.
So I think forbearance, the ability to withstand, I would say, enormous amounts of, as Janos has said, the ability to withstand treatment, the ability to stay positive and persevere with treatment, and or the side effects of treatment. So forbearance. And I think from carers, there's often I meet carers and I think you're a better human being than I am, because people are willing to support their loved ones over prolonged periods of time. And I think to myself, you know, I aspire to be more like you. So yes, that's what I've learned.